Good morning, everyone. Good morning, beautiful people. So for today's video, as you can see, we are going to wash our clothes. But it's not only that I'm going to show you how Filipinos wash their clothes, but also we are going to discuss what are the 10 misconceptions of marrying a foreigner. Okay? But before we start about that, I already filled up water, these 3 buckets right here, and this is the clothes that we are going to wash today. Don't worry, there's no Andes or whatsoever thing. Okay, so this is just a casual talking. All right, so I'm about to fill this up, and then I am going to start putting some soap in the water and start washing, of course. So now let's go with, I have my phone here, so I have somewhere to read the sequence of those 10 misconceptions. All right, now the first one would be, it says the number 1, all foreigners are rich. Do you agree with that? Maybe one of you is also like guilty of thinking the same way, correct? So they thought that all foreigners, like all, no exemption, all foreigners are rich. Well, by the way, disclaimer, all of the things that I'm going to say here is just my opinion, maybe my experience, and also what I've heard from other friends that has also a Filipino or a foreign husband. Okay, so now let's go back. All foreigners are rich. Are you rich? Well, although they are working in their country, that doesn't mean that when they come here in the Philippines, they have a lot of money. Maybe the currency, yes, or the value of your money is higher than the value of the money here. That doesn't mean that you are rich and you can do whatever you want and you can spend whenever you want because you are rich or you have a bigger value of money that you brought here in the Philippines. It's not always like that. Okay, so foreigners live comfortably in their country and a little more comfortable here when they move here in the Philippines. Okay, but it's not always, they're not always rich. They work hard for their money and also they also have to live. So some are just earning enough money to provide for their everyday, but not everyone is just like extravagant of spending because it's cheaper here. Okay, so not all foreigners are rich. Okay, so next one would be, it's always about the green card or citizenship. Yeah, that's as well one of the misconceptions. It's always about the green card and or citizenship. Well, for me, okay, even from the very first time that we met, we've never talked about green card and him bringing me there because one of the reason is that I am more respectful, more family oriented. So he doesn't want me to be influenced by any other negative traits of the people from other country. So he wants me to maintain me, you know what I'm saying? So it's not the green card. I mean, if I have one wish to go to his country, maybe because I just wanted to really meet his family. But although we talk online, but it's really different if you have seen them and met them personally, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's not always like that, although it is for some. Okay, I'm not saying it generally, but it is for some, and if they can afford to do it, then sure, why not, you know. It depends on every relationship. Which do you guys think is better that will work for your relationship? But for us, we really wanted to stay and live here in the Philippines. Okay, and I love it here, and this is what the culture that I am used to, and he is actually loving to be here, living here, and also respects and learning the culture of the Philippines. Well, from the day before we met, he is already studying the culture of the Philippines. So he's really have a plan to like marry a Filipina in the future. So, well, I guess I'm lucky that he found me. All right, so it means that it's not always the green card or the citizenship. Next, you'll have to move to their country. Some people think that, especially here in the Philippines, some people think, oh, she got a foreigner, so she's gonna be in the US soon, or she's gonna be in their country soon. So it's not always like that as well, because like I said, we prefer to live here in the Philippines and not in their country. Maybe a visit, sure, but not really live in his country. Not because I don't like US, and not because doesn't like whatever it is in there, but I am more comfortable living here in the Philippines, you know what I'm saying? So nowhere else feels like home but here, of course. All right, so yeah, it's not always like that you really have to move, though you have a need to move in their country. Next is, so cultural differences will always lead to divorce. That's what they thought. But if both of you respect with each other's culture, then I don't think it will lead to divorce right away. You know what I'm saying? It can cause misunderstandings sometimes with your relationship, but if both of you knows how to respect each other, then I don't think there's a problem. It works for a lot of people that we know. We knew a lot of couples here just in our area that lives like 20, 25 years, 30 years already of marriage. That doesn't really lead to divorce right away, but I'm sure there's always misunderstandings. And yeah, it works for some, but for some it doesn't. Okay, and again, what I'm saying here is only based on what I experience, what I see, and what I know about. And it might not work for you, but might work for us. So that's only a disclaimer. All right, now the next one would be, it's like a fairy tale romance. So when you say a fairy tale romance, it means that there's no fighting, that you're just happy every day, and these kind of things. Well, for some, maybe, yeah, because maybe they're not having a hard time anymore with their money or anything like that, but they think that it's just always happy, always sweet, and this kind of moments. But not with everyone, as for sure misunderstandings exist really in a relationship most of the time, especially if one of you doesn't agree with whatever the other one is saying, then that will cause a problem. So it's not always a fairy tale, like always in love with each other. There are really times, I'm sure this is an honest saying, that I'm sure some of you doesn't really feel happy all the time. Sometimes you don't want to see your partner whatsoever thing, but it will not always end up of separating. I mean, it depends on every relationship on how you handle things. Okay, whether you have a misunderstandings or you feel offended or whatsoever thing with what the other said, then sometimes you just need patience as well to understand it. So it depends on you really, on how you accept and how you handle things. Okay, next one. It says marrying a foreigner guarantees an easy life. Guarantee. Okay, like 100% you're gonna have an easy life if you are with a foreigner. Well, if you are rich enough, because I mean, it always leads to money, because I guess money is really one of the main reasons why people argue, why people get divorced, or why people misunderstand each other because of the lack of financial. Okay, but if you are capable enough of providing everything, I don't think there's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's why they said that if you have a foreigner, you're guaranteed to have an easy life. It's not always like that as well. Because of course, like for us, we are living here in the Philippines, so he cannot work in here, okay? He cannot work here in the Philippines. Although he has his own savings, but of course, money runs out as well. So since he can't find a job, you always have to think of other ways so he can earn money, you know, and still provide for us and still provide for our employees, like that, you know. I'm just glad that my husband is a thinker and a planner, because whatever he plans, he does it really, and which is a good thing. So I myself will not have a problem of thinking too much as well. But I'm not saying that I'll just let him be pressured or let him be stressed with the ways on how he can still provide for us. But I am also trying to help as much as possible. What can I do? Like, what can I do to help him so he can figure these things out? It's not really a guarantee that you're gonna have an easy life if you have a foreigner. Okay, problems exist, so it's not always just an easy, happy, you know, joyful life or whatsoever. But yeah, circumstances strengthens your relationship as well. Next one is people will always judge or envy your marriage. Is that how it is really? But I mean, with some other relationship, I guess, yes, it happens, you know, that some people envy your relationship because you have a foreigner. It depends on how strong your relationship as well, you know. They envy because they think you have a lot of money and you're living a luxurious life. You go wherever you want to go, like vacations or whatsoever. Then it's not like that. Okay, although yeah, you go to somewhere else because you have budget for it and you've already planned it ahead. It's not like an instant that one day you just wanted to go to somewhere like beautiful place or expensive place. That's not an instant that, yeah, okay, we have money, then we can go right away. But no, I mean, in our experience, we plan it ahead of time. We save money for it. And then, yeah. But people think that it's an instant and it's a guaranteed easy life if you have them. You can just go wherever you want. You can just do whatever you want. You can just buy whatever you want. So it's not like that. Next, love is enough to overcome all challenges. Well, love is the main reason why you are together. Love is always a higher percentage. That's why relationship works, yes. But if you don't have the patience, the respect for each other, then I don't think love always overcomes the challenges. You know, I mean, you can overcome it through helping each other as well. You know, you help each other what to do, and you plan your life as well, so it's organized and you don't just decide instantly as well. You really have to think 100 times before you decide and ask or consult your partner if whatever he thinks. You know, it's good in a relationship that you hear each other. When I say you hear each other, it means that you're listening to each other. You're listening to each other's opinions. You're listening to each other's thoughts, because that makes one of the reason why relationship gets stronger. For me, okay, for me, because you have a voice. You know, you have a voice. I mean, even if, for me, even if my husband is the head of the household, it doesn't mean that when he decides is correct right away. Sometimes he has to ask me as well if what I think about it, and then we'll come out with the best solution that we think will work for us. Love is always there, but it's not always makes the challenges of our lives easier. It's always with respect and understanding, and also patience. That goes together. Love, patience, understanding, and respect. That goes well together. I mean, if you don't have one of those, then I think for me, you're gonna have a hard time and you're gonna fight like every day. But if you have those, like complete four of those, then it works, okay? Next one would be you'll automatically have a better social status. Okay, so when you have a foreigner, they said, oh, you're rich now because you have a foreigner. But it's not really like that. Look at us. We're not really super rich, like with big houses, with big properties, but we're comfortable. You know, being like living a comfortable life is much better, more peaceful, I guess. Last one, it says that foreigners are okay with I can do whatever I want thinking. Well, for me as a Filipina, I respect my husband so much, and as much as possible that I will do whatever he wants me to do. It is because I love him, that's part of that, and I cannot do whatever I want. Although sometimes he lets me, but most of the time I really wanted him to lead the relationship. So every time I want to do something, I would ask permission from him. Well, honestly, I am very submissive wife. So everything that I do, sometimes I don't trust myself actually. So what I do is ask permission from him. And it's good that you have someone to ask, because sometimes you don't know if you're gonna do the right thing or not. And he is more experienced than me. He knows it better than me. So I always ask his permission. So, well, I'm not done with my clothes yet, but I'm gonna end this video. And again, this all just my opinion and what I see with other people as well, with other relationships as well that we knew. So some things that are working for us might not work for you, and we are just going to like respect each other's opinions and relationship. And again, one thing that makes your relationship strong is to have that love, the understanding, that patience, and always communicate. You know, communication is the key for everything, really. So again, thank you very much, everyone. We hope to see you in our next one. Bye.